Hello everyone. Today we will be seeing how we can convert a non-CDB database to a CDB database in Oracle 12c. CDB means container database, which holds pluggable database in it. And this needs to be done because after 19c, you won't be having any non-CDB database present. We will be only having CDB databases after 19c version. So you need to, if you have any databases in non-CDB version, you need to change them to CDB to if you are going ahead with Oracle. So before we proceed, you should first know what is a container database. It is a multi-tenant architecture which has been facilitated from Oracle 12c. And this multi-tenant architecture enables an Oracle database to function as a multi-tenant container database. And a CDB includes zero, one, or many customer created pluggable databases. What is a pluggable database? It is a portable collection of schemas or schema objects and non-schema objects that appears to an Oracle Net client as a non-CDB. All Oracle databases before 12c were non-CDB databases. And every container database should have the following containers, which are CDB $root, PDB $seed, seed SEED, and zero or more user created pluggable databases. So what is CDB $root? The CDB root is a collection of schemas objects and non-schema objects to which all pluggable databases belong. The root stores Oracle supplied metadata and common users. An example of metadata is the source code for Oracle supplied PL/SQL. A common user is a database user known in any container, and the root container is known as CDB $root. So CDB has the metadata of pluggable databases in system and SysOps table spaces. Also, local users metadata are kept there. And what is PDB? It has information about metadata of applications in system SysOps table space. Pluggable database contains the data and code required for a specific set of features. If you go to the document, for example, a PDB can support a specific application such as human resources or sales application. No pluggable databases exist at the creation of the CDB. If you want, you can create at the creation of the CDB, and if you do not want, you can omit it, and you can just create an empty container database, which will be performing in our lab today. You add pluggable databases based on your business requirements. A pluggable database belongs to exactly 0 or 1 application container. If a pluggable database belongs to an application container, then it is an application PDB. And what is PDB $seed? This is the template. The seed PDB is a system supplied template that the CDB can use to create new PDBs. So the seed PDB is named PDB $seed. You cannot modify or add objects in PDB $seed. So it is a template database which is in read-only mode. Based on this, we can create a PDB. You need to keep something in mind in that undo tablespace is global in 12c. If you want, you can set it as local for PDBs also, but by default it is global in 12c, and this is for CDB. Similarly, the default temporary tablespace is also for CDB itself. But system SysOps tablespaces are not common. PDB and CDB has their own system and SysOps tablespaces. How will you see? This will be going ahead after we convert our non-CDB database to PDB database, that how we can see how many PDBs are present in a CDB. We can see through the command show PDBs. Auto extend feature of CDB should not be changed. For PDB, this can be changed. So some of the important features of 12C which you need to know are online data file movement. Here all table spaces including system CSOPs can be moved in online state for both CDB and PDB. D2 generation is stopped during IMPDB. If transform equals to disable underscore archive underscore login, that is enabled. So archive is not generated although database is in archive mode. This parameter is a new parameter in 12C database. Multiple indexes if they are built in a single column. Only one index if it is used, then the others will be in invisible mode. Also, from CDB you cannot find your data files related to PDBs. Similarly, from PDB you cannot find data files related to CDB. But from CDB you can find it through the view CDB underscore data underscore files. From there you can find all data files related to CDB and PDB. So basically CDB you can consider as a biscuit carton. The carton is the CDB under which there will be the biscuit packets. Those you can consider as PDB. I believe you understood the difference between CDB and PDB. And why this has been introduced? This has been introduced because previously for say 100 applications there used to be 100 databases in 100 servers. So there will be wastage of resources. To avoid this, multi-tenant architecture has been introduced. Suppose you have 100 databases, 100 applications which are connecting into 100 databases on 100 respective servers. So, and you have allotted the SDA size of each database to be 30 GB or something. But the database is using something around 10 GB of SDA. So the rest is totally wasted. To avoid this, in a single CDB, you can have those databases present which will take resources as and when what is needed. Also, you can assign SGA to each PDB if you think that that is resource intensive and it needs separate memory to enhance performance. So that is all about the theoretical part. Let us see how we can go ahead converting a non-CDB database to a CDB database. So we'll be going ahead with our this database itself, which we created during our active cloning. So this is the database, and you can see that it's not having any pluggable databases present in it. This is basically a non-CDB database. So let us create this. How we can create it? Let us go step by step. So the first step to convert non-CDB to PDB database, you have to clean shut down your database and start the database in read only mode. So let us first log into the database and shut it down. So currently this is shutting down, after which we will be opening it in read only mode, not in read write mode. So my database has been shut down. Now let us open in read only mode. Once this is open, we need to generate the XML file where we will give in the name of our database in here, our non-serial database name in here. So we'll be generating this. and I'm keeping the file in temp location. And after which you need to shut down the database again. Now after shutting it down, while it shuts down, let us proceed with creating a CDB database in here. Before creating the CDB database, you need to make sure that a listener is present. Currently, one of the listeners is present in here. So this is the listener which we are present in here. So let us create our database in here through DBCA. This is initializing. So I'm taking the option for create database. Then next. Let me go ahead with the advanced configuration. From here you can select which database you want, whether it's real RAC database, RAC OneNote database, or single instance. For me it is single instance. Let me give the name as CloneDB, and as I told you, if you want you can give this local undo table space for PDBs. If you do not want, you can omit this option. But I need empty database to be created. Empty container database to be created. Here let us give the data file location. I will be taking /opt data files, then clone. I will be taking this location. I won't be I do not want a archiving and all, because this is my test database itself. Let me take this CloneDB itself, which is up right now. As I told you, listener is needed. I'm taking automatic memory management. I do not want OEM to be created. Let me give the same password. Next. Create database. Let me see the locations. So this is the location. This is the location for data files. For redo log group, this is the location. These are the locations. Next. And then finish. So this will be creating the database. I will pause the video until this gets created. So we are done with creating the CDB database. Let me close this. Now let us go back to our server and log into the database. So we have this, and as I told you, this one we have one PDB in present in here, which is with PDB $seed, which is the template for creating your pluggable databases. And this should be in read only mode. So let us proceed. We already took this XML file. Now we need to check whether this is compatible with CDB or not. So let me copy this. Here you need to change you need to give your .xml file, whatever you're having, and run this. So it did not generate any error. So we are fine with this. If there had been some problems, then you need to debug it. You might have to run a patch to debug it or something. You need to check it out. Now let me create the pluggable database, and for the pluggable database I'm giving the name as infra, and it will be copied from this folder to here. So I'm creating the pluggable database in here. My pluggable database name will be infra from this template. So this is creating right now. It will take a bit time for creation. I'll pause the video until this gets created. So my pluggable database has been created. So if you list your pluggable databases, this will be showing which is in mounted mode. So you need to change this to read-write mode. Before you changing the read-write mode, you need to switch to the pluggable database container and run this command, which is present in Oracle Home RDBMS admin. The sequel is Non CDB to PDB. This you need to run. So currently I am in my pluggable database, and let me run this script. So this will also take some time. Pluggable database took around 4 minutes for me to create. Right now the time is 8:43. Let me see how much time it takes to create it. This will be taking much time to create. So I'll pause the video until this is done. So my activity is done. It took around 25 minutes for this to take place. So let me log in and check my PDBs. This is still in mounted mode. Let me log into this database, PDB, and change it to open read-write mode. So this is done. Now if you log in and check your show PDBs, it is in read-write mode. Let me log in here and check the data files whether those have been copied or not. So the command is same, and you can see these have been copied to clone as I mentioned in my create pluggable database command. Now if you go to your CDB database and run the same thing, you can see that there are system files, undo table space, and all present in a separate directory, and my database files for pluggable database are present in another directory. So you can see, means from CDB you cannot see any data files related to PDB. How will you see the data files for PDB as well as CDB from CDB? The command is select file name from CDB underscore data underscore files, and you can see here these are the files present. And also one more thing, you can see that syslin and syssox table spaces are present for CDB as well as it's separate for PDB. Also, I mentioned that I need undo table space separately for my PDB. So that's why it is present in here. Now, let us see this view. From here, if you take and run this, you can see, you can see the DB IDs for each and every database, including CDB dollar root, PDB dollar seed, and my pluggable database. And connection IDs 1 or 2 are reserved for your CDB dollar root and PDB dollar seed, where CDB dollar root will always have connection ID 1 and PDB dollar seed will always have your connection ID 2, and the rest will depend on your how many pluggable database you are having. So that is all about today's session, where we saw how to convert a non-CDB database to a pluggable database. Means we are migrating from a non-CDB database to a pluggable database. If you like my video, please do share, subscribe and like. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care.